Hello. Okay, today we're going to attempt to explain some aspects of renewable energy systems and some of the obstacles to deploying them on a large scale. And I apologize, but I've done this about 20 times and it's crashed, and I had to redo it, and I'm just getting a little annoyed. So, yeah.
I'd burn my existence just to satisfy your soul. In a moment, I relinquished all control. When my senses finally
large scale
did return, you were long.
As you can see, there are different types of renewable energy systems: small and low power, wind, hydro, and working well.
Everything from me. Drowning pools of loneliness and misery, waiting for sun to come and set me free.
And I realize I have to put myself on, otherwise I get great. Okay, so let's examine the different types of renewable energy systems, or at least the primary ones. We have, I have to move myself to there, hydroelectric, water, uh, okay, so in this hydroelectric system we have like a structure here where water flows through, and a turbine that is turned by the force of the water flowing through. So this is dependent on having a source of water that flows with enough force to drive this turbine and generate energy. So it is dependent on location, for rainfall, and favorable terrain. Now let's see the other one. Solar, everybody knows, pretty much photovoltaics. Depends on location of usable sunlight, time of day and season, and random fluctuations from clouds and other things, which we can illustrate with this very familiar weather map. So as you can see, some places it's going to be warmer and sunny, and some will be cloudy, and that affects how much sunlight gets to the solar panels and how much energy gets generated. Briefly, I will mention the third type, which is wind. Basically, you're faced with the same problems of how much wind is blowing and how much force that wind is blowing, with, again, illustrated by the weather map. Okay, so from this, and I've done it better in the earlier versions, but I'm just tired right now, these renewable energy sources are very dependent on local environmental conditions. They fluctuate fairly unpredictably over time, and so you don't get, like with traditional fossil plants, a constant output of energy. You get a variable and unpredictable output. Um, I hope that was somewhat clear because I did it better earlier, but my machine wasn't crashing. So now we're going to deploy these systems around this planet and replace the fossil fuels that are eventually going to run out. There's a little problem. And there's another problem that I don't know which slide I'm supposed to go to next. Okay, so this is the traditional model of how these systems are put in. It's put in a single house, and so it's a very expensive upfront cost. It only benefits the occupants of this one unit, and it's still very dependent on the local environmental conditions for the output. So I'm just going to try to emphasize the point a little bit by just showing these things spin around. So I'm gonna put music on, and I'm gonna spin these things around, and I'm gonna